I'm gonna try this lighting setup where it's darker above and this light in front helps me. Although I think it looks cruddy. We'll see. Welcome to Great Scott, the Gamers channel here. That's me. We're watching Ethereum live tonight for the first time in a long time. I've been talking a little bit about NFT projects and some things I was really excited about, and I haven't been posting a lot of videos, but I thought I would post something tonight. But before we get started, I'd just like to say anything I say is for education and entertainment, so edutainment, and it's not to be taken for financial advice. And anybody should know that this is not for kids, and if you're a kid, go to bed. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, we can start drinking. I'm going to just do the straight up Malibu, and I'm pretty sure, YouTube wants to destroy my account because I drink on camera and swear on camera, and that's unfortunate. But I'm not going to stop doing that unless I get paid. And to do that, I have to have at least 1,000 subscribers. And to get that, I actually have to post content. So here we are. I got 630 some subscribers. I don't usually beg for people to like and subscribe like everyone else does. It's so annoying. I'm going to look at the Ethereum charts for a minute, and I just want to give everybody my perspective on what I think is going on before I talk about what I'm doing other than Ethereum. So, long story short, I'm holding, I'm hodling, and I'm buying. I'm only buying. I wasn't trying to sell. I wasn't in a position to sell, and I wasn't looking to sell now in the last 2 months or in the next 6 months. I'm not trying to do day trading right now. I took a big break from that, a big step back. It was taking up too much time of my day. I would hate to have to watch 30-minute clocks and 4-hour clocks and make, 20 trades a day and try to keep track of everything. It was like becoming too much. And I was finding that in most cases, it wasn't worth the effort because you could gain if you had just held and did nothing. And there was a lot of fees, hidden fees, 0.5% fees. If you trade $10,000 twice a day, 0.5% adds up, right? Because I'm not going to do the math. You do the math, but it's a lot. I'll do the math. Hold on a second. Teacher said I'd never carry a calculator in my pocket. Stupid bitch. All right, 10,000 times 0.005. There's another zero. Okay, I just erased the whole thing because that was dumb. And that's $50. Okay, which means you have to make at least $50 on your trade, and that's to purchase or sell, right? So assuming it's $100 to flip your asset, that means you have to make at least $100 for it to be worth it. And you have to remember that there's going to be some risk, right? Can't trade on leverage. Don't recommend that. Goodness, I love coconut. Ethereum. Right, look at this wicked downtrend that everybody's been experiencing since mid-November. And we had basically a double top in crypto market, and we are all generally down over 50%. Not we, like everybody's done everything. I mean, the crypto market is about down 50% over the course of the last 2.5 months. Okay. Now, a lot of people are saying we're in a full-on bear market, and that means that could last for a year, 2 years. Okay. I don't think most people think it would last more than 2 years. I would venture to guess that since we didn't have the same bull market, we're also not going to have the same bear market. And we're going to see a new kind of patterns. And I think when we see more and more adoption and that Bitcoin and other crypto becomes widely accepted in the general public for all mainstream things, including NFTs and gaming, which will be bigger than crypto probably at some point in the next few years. Quote me on that. Yeah, the metaverse and all that. If crypto doesn't do anything in DeFi or banking or other things as big as it could, which I think it will eventually, and that could be a 10 or 20 year time frame. I think at least in video games, we will see a giant change within 5 years, probably within 2 to 3 years, where if anybody wants a successful gaming platform or release or launch, they're going to have to incorporate real NFTs. I've been a gamer my whole life. I wouldn't even get involved with a video game right now if it didn't have NFTs involved. It's too, it brings me in. I'm on the hook. I have ownership over my assets. That sort of fire and ice, that plus 10 dexterity, that plus 20 swiftness, that plus 50 defense, whatever it is, I have it. It's mine, and I can sell it to others if I want to. It's like Magic cards, but electronic, just like I always wanted Magic to be, but they haven't done it, and I've been waiting for damn near 20 years. Okay, we've had a really hard bottom here, it appears. I actually had quite a bit of lines for support here that I wasn't expecting to bounce through. This is the point of no return, the 1700, 1800 point, which was our low point during the mini bear that happened in June, July of 2021. You can see we recovered. Now, worst case scenario for me, as we get all the way back down there, bounce heartily off this, and we bounce along it for a year. That's worst case scenario for me. If we go below this range, Ethereum may never recover back up to where it was. Unfortunately, in case you haven't heard, Ethereum 2.0 has been delayed, and Vitalik was quoted as saying that it was going to be years longer, where a lot of us thought that it was going to be happening in the next 2 months. I personally got into GPU crypto mining last year at this time, and I was assuming I would only have 1 year, year and a half of crypto mining before proof of work was going to become obsolete for Ethereum. My mining rigs will not be profitable for longer, which is great for me, but I'm fearful for the layer 1 blockchain of Ethereum. If they want to spend 6 more years moving to proof of stake and becoming affordable and usable, I don't see how things like Solana and Cardano and other layer 1 blockchains just eat it alive. I don't see how they don't. Ethereum layer 2s and other kinds of solutions for making it affordable to use may save it. Okay, IMX immutable is amazing. There's a few others, especially for video gaming. I'm seeing IMX popping up on all kinds of video games, and it's basically using Ethereum NFT blockchains, but it's all the transactions are basically done on side chains and then transmitted on Ethereum, and so your charges are like nothing, which is amazing. So I'm playing a couple of games that do that, and I'll talk about some of those in a second. But right here we can see that Ethereum's had a really nice run for 6 green daily candles in a row. I think that'll put us on a green week, because if you look at the weekly, we've actually had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 red weekly candles in a row, which is actually the most it's had, like ever. So if you look back, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? There's a green candle there. If you look back through the history, 12 is the most it ever had in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here we go. Whoa, hold on a second. I think we might have a winner here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ah, for some reason, I didn't catch this one before. But anyway, this is basically, or maybe it was the only time we've had 12 in a row since the last bear market. I'm sorry. That's what I meant to say. Yeah. The last time we had 12 red candles in a row was the major crash of the 2017, 2018 bull market. So right here, this was the last time we saw this many weeks of red in a row. And we're in that now. We're in that now, right? So Some people look at this chart and they say, here was the top, here was the bottom. That's what, 336 days. That's a full year almost, which means by the time we hit this bottom and this bear market, they say all the way until basically here, which was March of 2020, which was when the stock market crashed and everything went to shit. Crypto found a nice little bottom there, and that was the point at which you would have wanted to jump in. And look at that. You're talking about $100 Ethereum. Can you imagine buying $100 Ethereum and getting 40 times your money in a year? 40 times your money in a year. Boy, oh boy. I wish I had been looking at Ethereum in March of 2020. I wasn't looking at Ethereum until December right here. So this was about it. $600, $700. That was when I started looking at Ethereum. It was about $700. That's when I started buying Ethereum. And I've been buying and selling Ethereum all the way. But if you zoom out, right, look at this gigantic crash. I just want to point this out. Look at this awful crash. If you zoom in like this, you can see this terrible crash in this terrible bear market. Oh, yeah. What happens if we go ahead and zoom out? It's straight up. Right, guys? Look at this. You know? It's straight up. You can barely even notice the 50% in value that we lost in 2 months here. It's crazy how you can go up 40x and then lose half of that. And then people think it's a terrible loss. And it's like, we're up 40x from last year, so it's okay. You need to cool off. All right. So I am actually feeling really bullish right now. Okay. If you look here, we've had progressively lower lows and lower highs and no support to be found. But if you look here on the MACD, you'll see that we're actually improving. Okay. If you look here on the stochastic RSI, you can barely see it. There's an improvement. If you look on the VMC Cipher B or Market Cipher B, and you see the yellow part here, which is very important, it's going up like this. That's improvement. If you can see that this is turning over and beginning to flatten out, that's improvement. This candle here is a higher low. Improvement. So we're actually seeing a lot of improvements on the weekly. On the daily, it's actually slowing down. Improvement is slowing down. We see a lot of improvement, but the rate of improvement is slowing down. Okay. What we see here is the opposite of the things I was showing you on the weekly, is that on the RSI, we're slowing down. On the MACD, we're slowing down. And on the BMC Cipher B, we're slowing down. So, okay. If you actually look at this in another way, in a 4 hour, you can actually see that we're kind of topping out here, topping out here, and topping out here. And we've had 3 tops that are very similar in height. And we're not breaking through this range right now. We're not breaking through the 2800 range, basically. And we need to break up through that and then flip it to resistance before we can say we've reversed a trend where we're having higher highs and higher lows. Right now, in the meantime, though, we are having a change, a slight change. So if you look here, look at your moving averages. We're getting better. Green is crossed over yellow here. On the 4 hour, you can see we have a green dot, green buy dot right here. That's a pretty good moment to jump in, probably. We had a bottom here. We found a higher bottom, and yet we found yet a higher bottom here. And this was also the point at which on the 4 hour we had a cross of our MAs. We're slowing down here. We found ourselves another red sell dot on the 4 hour. So we're actually looking at some risk to begin falling back down and cooling off for a moment. But I think in general, if you look at it, I think it's pretty fair to say that we're having a general uptrend, right? So this is some minor reversal, and it's been going on for almost a week straight. Okay, so it's been a damn good week. Let's see if it continues. I'm feeling bullish. In any case, if we hit the bottom, this could be the bottom. If it's not the bottom, like I said, 1700, 1800 is the hard bottom for me. That's an absolute buy area for me. And that is, I think, where the bottom of the bear market is as well. Personally, 1700, 1800 area. Okay. Ethereum should have gone up to 10 grand. Ethereum should have went up to at least 6 or 7 grand. So going down to 1700 is really an 80% loss of where it should have been anyway. And anyway, so I'm feeling good. What we need to do is sustain this gains. We need to flip some of these resistances into supports. Cross our red moving average here on the top. You see we've crossed it up here, and that was the point at which we got ourselves in trouble. You can see right here. So this is our Ethereum right now. If you want to look at it on the smaller time frames, usually don't do 15. Smallest I would look at is a 30 really. Once again, we are looking like it's slowing down. Okay. You can see the green is humped over and is trending down. You can see we've come below the 0 line here. See that? You can see we had the red bearish diversion, which is these red dots connected by this red line. And so this is all kind of negative trends, and you can see that appearing here, where we've actually encountered a real lower low. So these lows are lowered. This is the next lower low. So what happens is, if you don't have potentially a situation where you create another higher high and higher lows, you are most likely going to start seeing lower highs and lower lows, lower highs and lower lows. Yeah. So it's probably just a cool off. As I said, we have a generally positive trend that is just climbing upwards. So if we consider this kind of channel that we might be bouncing around in, maybe we bounce, on our way up. So that is watching Ethereum live, but like I said, I'm just buying, I'm just holding, I'm not selling, I'm not looking to sell. I'm not worried that the price is down, because my investment strategy on crypto is 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. Okay, I'm not trying to flip a crypto right now. I have a ledger, and I am sending as much stuff to my ledger as I can. I'm buying I'm buying $1,000 worth of multiple things I can put on the ledger, Matic, Link, Uni, XRP, Engine, Cartesi, and the like. Okay. But I'm also getting into metaverse stuff, Gala, Sand, Mana, Blocktopia, Block, Jewel from DeFi Kingdoms, Gods, and IMX from Gods Unchained and Immutable X, and Illuvium, which I'm huge on right now. So Illuvium is a game. This is what it looks like, and it's a AAA title, unlike any blockchain game that's currently available or will be available for a very long time. And this thing is coming out in the next couple of months. They just started their beta signups. You can sign up right here by going to illuvium.io and clicking their private beta registration and registering for it, which you should do. Take a shot at it. If you have a nicer computer, that'll help, I hear. Their staking system is currently paused. Their staking system is like the most elite staking system, period. But currently it's being upgraded to a version 2, which means they're going to be putting it on a layer 2 blockchain. Previously it was on Ethereum, and the gas fees were eating them alive. Eating us alive. But basically you can compound interest. Okay. So if you look at I'm on a different chain right now. What chain am I on? Oh, okay. So you'd have a MetaMask wallet, Ethereum blockchain. You would be able to connect with. Okay. So this is all the vested staking. You can go to your dashboard and you can actually look at all this cool stuff, pending rewards, your balances, your LP tokens, the value of ILV, all of this stuff. Very cool. If you want to go to a pool, they're locked and closed and you can't see it. But generally, you can join the Sushi LP pool and get over 300% APY. Yes, I said over 300% APY. Yes, everybody, if you have any idea what that means, that's bonkers. And why? Well, it's not just 300% APY, but it's compound interest as often as you're willing to pay to claim it. So let's say you compound it daily. Imagine what $10,000 turns into at 300% APY compounded daily. They don't even allow most compound calculators to calculate with those because it's so crazy. Okay, you're talking about turning 20 grand into $1 million in a couple of years. So that's my plan. You can get ILV on a number of different platforms. I actually just usually exchange Ethereum for it on Sushi. Okay, and then I take half. I create Sushi LP tokens and I stake those for 300% APY. The reason I am so bullish on that is one, I'm earning yield on my Ethereum, and two, and real yield, 300% APY yield. You're not going to get that anywhere else. You'd be lucky to get 5% APY on Ethereum, and usually most places you only get it on like one Ethereum or a couple or less, right? You'll see, oh, we're offering 6% yield on Ethereum. Look at the real rules. It's like on up to one Ethereum, and then more than that, they only give you 0.5%. So just look that up. Okay. So I get to earn real yield on my Ethereum by combining it with ILV and making Sushi LP tokens. That's one thing. The other thing is I get to compound interest it by receiving my rewards and then earning interest on my rewards that I restake. Okay. And I can show that here. So you can see I have a number of rewards, but they're locked, right? I can't access them. But I've already made back like my initial investment. The first investment was like $1,000, and I already had made back at some point more than double that in rewards. And at that point I was like, oh my gosh, I have to go in a little bit harder. And so I did. But I'm going to love playing this game. I'm going to love playing this game. It's going to be a game to play. I'm going to play it for fun. I'm going to pay to play. I'm going to play to earn. It's going to be wild. It's going to be awesome. Okay. So when I go to play Illuvium, I'll be playing, I'll be paying, and guess who gets the money that I pay? Let's say I pay $100 a week. Let's say I pay $100 a month, whatever it is. I'm playing, I'm putting money into the game because I'm spending a lot of time on it and I love it and I want to pay money to have more fun with it. Okay. Where does that money go? 100% of it goes to the people staking their tokens in the protocol. It doesn't go to some company that owns this, who's taking all the profit for themselves, the CEOs and the shareholders. It doesn't. 100% of the revenue from this game goes to the stakers of the token, which means you're basically owning a piece of the game by buying these tokens and staking them. You're going to get what's called revenue distribution. So the revenue that the game makes is going to be distributed evenly across all the stakeholders per the amount that you own. Some people are estimating that go look up Scoriox, for example. Look him up on YouTube. He gives a ton of interesting videos on predictions for how much revenue distribution you can get from owning a certain amount of tokens. But let's just say if this game blows up and gets as big as it possibly could, you could make $1 million off of 20 grand real quick. And that's going to be my plan. All right. So that is Illuvium, my most exciting prospect at the moment. Two games I've been playing for a real long time are Splinterlands and Gods Unchained, and they're both card games. Splinterland is a card game that has this kind of a system where You have cards that you can pick from out of your card pool. Every game pops up like this, and it gives you kind of a cap for how much card value you can do, the kinds of elements you can use in your thing, and any other rules. Like monsters lose all abilities. That's kind of cruddy. 13 is way low. This could be difficult. So I mean, we only have 13 to work with. So I'm going to just like maybe pick the smallest stuff I can pick. And I have like a 0 cost creature. Maybe I can put up front, eat a couple hits while the rest are attacked. And then it's an auto battler. So you hit the battle and it'll finish auto battling out. And these cards are tradable, collectible, sellable, buyable. They increase in value. I have had at one point $6,000 worth of cards valued in this game. If you were an early investor, you would have been able to buy cards for pennies that you could sell for hundreds of dollars over the course of 1 year. So you just click Rumble and you can just watch it take place. I have it on high speed here. And it just kind of goes by like speed and whatever else. And this guy is kind of eating me alive, it looks like. So he decided to go with like one big fat thing that has a counter magic ability, and I built a whole small weenie team of magic users. So he happened to build the perfect counter to my deck, even though he did not even know what I was going to be playing. Okay, so that's this game. You can stake and you can earn rewards on your staking. You can earn rewards on how much money you have in the game and how much collection power you have. And then they'll give you SPS tokens, and you can restake those for 34% APR right now. And then you earn those rewards, you restake them, and then you just keep doing that over and over and over again. So, like for example, this was not nearly this much. I know for certain I stopped putting SPS back into the game really when I hit 1,000 SPS, and this 210 SPS are like pure rewards. So over 20% rewards there. The value of this has been plummeting like crazy. I'm not really confident in SPS, so don't buy it. Just earn it, okay? Gods Unchained is another card game I've been playing. This is a much higher quality game. It's more like Hearthstone or Magic the Gathering. And you have like these complicated kinds of cards and interactions and spells of all kinds, different creatures and all that stuff. It's a very intricate gameplay. And I had played this as an earlier player, and I'd maybe put in like $50 just to buy a couple of open packs and just to play. And I played it for a little while. I gave up on it. I put some things up on auction, and then a year later, I find that the thing sold. Well, here's the funny part. I put it up for auction when Ethereum was like, I don't know, when Ethereum was like $600. I put something on auction for a third of an Ethereum, and so it was like $200. And then a year later it sold, and I wasn't even paying attention to it. And a year later Ethereum was like $4,000, and so I got $1,200 for a card. And so that kind of got me back into it real back, right? Because like I said, I bought cards for like $50. I put one up for sale, and it sold a year later for $1,200. And I was like, whoa, what am I going to do? So I took that money and I just bought a bunch of cards with it, and I started buying them and selling them and buying and selling. Next thing you know, I had, $4,000 worth of cards from my original $50 investment. I put another $700 in. Just to keep it going for fun. But man, even to this day, I have over $2,000 worth of cards, and I've sold quite a bit, and I've been airdropped. The company that created this game airdropped early investors twice something called God's token. So they had created a new crypto called Gods, and I was able to claim 169 here. And I guess you can't even see it. I ended up getting like, I don't know, 1,000 gods, and they were like $5 a piece. Yeah, so they airdropped me like 2-3 grand. I don't know how many gods it was, but it ended up being like 2 or 3 grand worth of gods, which is really cool. So like, you know, the entire amount of money I ever put into this game was probably, you know, like $800, and right now I have $2,000 worth of cards. I've sold some, and I've had $3,000 worth of gods tokens given to me, and I still have a bunch. I probably have $1,500 worth of gods tokens still. So very cool. And the only other thing is DeFi Kingdoms, and this is the big baby. This is the big baby, guys. DeFi Kingdoms. If you haven't looked this up, you should look it up. If you're not interested, if you weren't interested in Axie in the way that you're not interested in spending hundreds of dollars for a hero, then this might not be for you for hero trading. But there's so much more to this than hero trading. They have like the bank in the game where you can actually just deposit money and earn yield. They have gardens in the game where you can stake stuff in here and earn real yield. Okay. That's trying to catch up at the moment. This blockchain, okay, is Harmony 1. And I just received these rewards within the last hour or two, and look at how much rewards I currently already have. I have 1.5 rewards, right? 1.5 Jewel. Jewel is worth like $7 right now, so this is like $10. I've earned in an hour or two $10 worth of Jewel, and right now it's $7. 2 months ago it was $20. So this is basically, I would have earned $30 in like 2 hours from just staking in the game. How do you stake? I have another video on that. You can go and look it up. How to make 500% APY on, how to make insane money on DeFi Kingdoms or something like that. I don't know. I stake. If you go to the marketplace and you can look at the Druid, you can go to manage your pools, and you can see here that I have a pool where I have pooled 1 and pooled Jewel together. And if you add both of these together, you can see how much that is. But basically you can go and you can take guys, you can send them on different quests, earn rewards that you can sell for real money. It's really cool. Really cool. And it's basically free. You need a hero to do it. Heroes aren't free. But running the heroes every day in the quest and earning quest rewards is free. And I've earned so many thousands of dollars from running my heroes. Heroes can be like, you know, 400 to the moon. $400, $1,000. I bought and sold heroes for thousands of dollars like it was funny money. Like funny money. I have bought a $4,000 hero. Like, I'm not a person in life where spending $4,000, I can't just blow $4,000. I can't just risk $4,000. I can't just do that, right? But in this game, I put in 3 or 4 grand into this game, and I've taken out 12, okay, already. Cashed out $12,000 already. So I've already tripled my investment. And in this game, I still have $30,000 in assets. Okay. My initial investment was like 3 or 4 grand. I've cashed out 12 already, and I currently have 30 grand in assets in the game. I can and I've tested it. I could take this 30 grand and I could have it in my bank account in 15 minutes. If I wanted to liquidate my assets, transfer them to Binance, sell them, and then withdraw the funds into my bank account at home in my checking account, I could do it in very quick time. So these assets are liquid. They're 100% liquid. I can liquidate them immediately. So, and I did that in 3 months. So I essentially turned 3,000 into 30,000 in 3 months of playing this game. I bought heroes. I combined the heroes. I made them, or whatever you call it. In this game, it's called summoning. So I summon heroes in this game. And one particular hero I summoned was very lucky, and it was worth a lot of money, and I sold it, and some rich fucking asshole bought my hero for $16,000. I can't even imagine buying a hero for 16 grand. I don't care. Whatever. Not one person in chat. Really, guys? Not one person is going to say anything in chat. Not one. Killing me. When I used to do these a year ago, I did them every night at about 9 or 10 o'clock, and I had a pretty solid audience that grew and grew and grew. Even when I first started and nobody ever heard of me, and I had 30 followers and not 630 like I currently have. I would get 6 people showing up. I would get 10 people show up. 20 people showed up. 30, 50, 80, 100, 150, 200, 250. I would have 250 people watching live constantly for 2 hours straight every night. And then all of a sudden it stopped. It disappeared. Overnight, I couldn't hit 20 people. Couldn't hit 20. Couldn't hit 10. Couldn't hit 5. And then I was like, what the fuck was happening? I got on the blacklist from hell, I think. Because I was saying, well, I can put it to you this way. I drink, I swear, like I fucking do. And then, I talk about government conspiracies a little bit, whatever. Are you going to block me because I talk about how the president is, this and that and the other thing, or, conspiracies, corporate, takeover of the American societies and all these things? Is that why I got blacklisted? So I lost my love for doing this because I was having fun. I was having a riot, hanging out with people every night, and then it just stopped. And it wasn't worth it to do it for 10 or less. And the subs were disappearing, the Patreons were disappearing, and hey, what up, man? Yeah, so I probably could have been caught talking about the wrong thing. I thought it was because I would drink. I thought it was because I would swear. I don't know. Maybe it was because I talked conspiracy theories and anti-government bullshit. I couldn't say. But I'm sad because I was having a good ass time and I was really having fun with it. And then I couldn't justify keep going with it. I got flagged on a couple of videos that said, the content was this, that, or the other thing, and I had to fight it, and they put the videos back up. Like, all they would take stuff down. Even if one person would say one negative thing, like, or they would report it, even if it was completely false, they would say, like, I was giving false information or whatever the fuck it was. I was misrepresenting the content that I was delivering. Whatever the fuck they were saying, it was all nonsense. And I fought it, and I ended up winning, but it took months for the review. And, eventually they put all my videos back up, except for a couple that had, they were getting copyright claims, which I don't care. I'm not making any money off the videos anyway. Because you would have like a 2-hour video, and then maybe I would play one clip of something and some music would be in it, and they would fucking destroy my whole video because I had a 5-second clip of somebody's song that I didn't know would pop up on a commercial while I was pulling something up on the fucking computer. It's bullshit. Oh, Rich, I did an ETH analysis early. That's how I started it. So I thought to myself, I need to do some justice on that because initially the people that tuned in were interested in my Ethereum TA. And I kind of gotten away from that recently just because I don't trade like I used to. At that time, I was trading Ethereum all day, every day. I was making 50 trades of Ethereum a day. Depends on the day and how much and etc. But like, long story short, I was looking at the 30 minutes. I was trading on the 30 minute, on the 4 hour. If I got a 4 hour buy dot, I would be bullishly trading on the 30 for probably the next 8 hours to 24 hours straight. And I was getting into Cardano. I got in on some leverage, and then I got my fucking ass handed to me so hard on leverage twice. I got liquidated on thousands of dollars twice by trading on leverage, which I don't do anymore. I never did it again. I never fucking did it again. I don't trust leverage even right now. Right now, Ethereum's at 2,800, right? And I am insanely confident that I could trade leverage, 2x leverage right now, basically only getting liquidated if it goes 50%, which means it would have to go below 1,400. That is like the easiest trade in the world. I don't think Ethereum's going below 1,400, period. But I've made that bet before. And crazier things happened and I got liquidated. So I'll tell you, I'm not going to trade on leverage. I'm not trying to sell. I'm only acquiring, only buying. I set it and forget it. I buy, $200 a week worth of Bitcoin and Ethereum and Cardano, and occasionally I'll put $1,000 into a coin. Like I'm trying to grab up, EOS, Aave, Sol, Luna, Terra, BNB, HBAR, CHZ. I'm actually feeling kind of bullish right now. We've had a really decent trend reversal for a week straight. So if you look at Ethereum on the weekly chart, you'll notice we're still all red. We still have 12 red candles, but there's quite a bit of bullish reversal happened over the last week. So the market cipher B is turning up nicely here. This is a good look. If you look at the MACD, this is turning up nicely here. So this is a good kind of a trend reversal. And if you look on the weekly RSI, and this one's super important, you can see it's beginning to turn up here. Really what you want to see is to cross over this 20 line here. And on the MACD, you want to see this cross into the green like this. Here, our moving averages have not set up properly yet, but they're getting better. So if we look at the daily, we can see, look at this, how many greens we've had in a row. Now we haven't seen this action like this in 2 months so we've reversed a 2-month trend. This is a change of pace. This is the most green candles in a row. This is the most upward movement. This is the most moving volume in a positive direction. Unfortunately, a lot of the metrics are not, they're looking like the forward and upward momentum is slowing down, or here on both MACD, the RSI, the VMC cipher still looks pretty decent. And there's, everything looks pretty solid here, but it does look like it's slowing down, flattening out. It might need a minute to breathe. It's going hot. It's going real hot. So there's been a little bit of a change. What we need is a higher high, higher low. So right now, what we need is to come off this high. And when we're coming back down, we need to end higher than this and then make a new high higher than this. And that's when you know the trend is officially reversed. Okay. So you see you have this kind of situation. What you need is a new low to be higher, okay, than this low. And you need a new high to be higher than this high. That means you've had a higher low and a higher high. And that's when you can officially say there's been a trend reversal. If we don't hit that, then we're still plummeting. Still plummeting, okay? Technically, we're still on our way downwards. And I'm just continuously on the stupid drawing device. And I don't know how that's possible that I'm on that there, because I definitely clicked this. I clicked it. I clicked the fucking thing. How many times have I got to click it? Jesus Christ. Okay. So here, since mid-November, it's been basically coming up on 3 months straight of downward trending. And really a lot of it is manipulation by the whales. If you really look at it, it's mostly sell-offs by whales just raking in profits. Okay. And every time somebody goes back in hard, look at this on the 4-hour here. Yellow X, yellow, 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 yellow. Look at all these yellow X's. You never see these many yellow X's on the 4-hour chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What that represents is a moment where you would not have seen a drop. Okay. Look at this setup right here. We have the MACD. The setup is nice. We have the RSI. The setup is good. We have the VMC Cipher B. The setup is perfect. We have a green buy dot. What happens next? What happens next? It goes up from here. Unless whales are counter trading the retail investor because they know that everybody sees this moment as a huge moment to jump in with a big leverage and make a big, bullish, dumbass, leveraged play. Because look, everything's perfect. This is the perfect moment. Look at how low this is. Look at this, look at this, look at this. All insanely bullish, perfect moments to jump in. So everybody does. And then guess who sells $1 billion worth of shit? Fucking everybody over. That's what happens there. And then everybody who went in on leverage, it went down 10%, right? Right? Look at, we were here, we were supposed to, and then 11%, right? So everybody who went in 10x or worse got liquidated. And that's what happens right here. Right here is a perfect example, right? We have our green buy dot. RSI is strong. MACD is strong. Everybody goes in big with leverage. Whales dump your ass. Right here. Green buy dot. Everything looks fucking bullish. Go in. Dump on your ass. So whales are playing games. This is why I don't trade on leverage anymore. This is why I'm still confident in crypto and what's happening in the market and prices, and nothing's changed. The only thing that's changed is people are losing heart because they're getting dumped on by whales. If you don't play leverage games and try to counter trade the super rich, then you'll be fine. Eventually they'll have dumped enough that they won't have a lot more to fuck around with you, and they'll have to start acquiring again. And we might be at that phase. We might have hit it on January 24th as our low. And maybe we just kind of go sideways for the next year. I think we'll have activity within the next couple of months, 3 months maximum. I think by May or June of this year, we'll have seen another run up. Whether or not it goes to new ATHs, new all-time highs, I don't know. I couldn't say. But I think we'll definitely see some kind of a new small bear situation going on by May. Either way, this is good for me. I'm buying. I'll buy here. I'll buy here. I'll buy Ethereum and I'll cost average down, right? Everyone who claimed that Bitcoin was going to be, everybody who claimed that Bitcoin, you know, was so expensive at 68,000 and as soon as it hits 40,000, I'm going to buy it. Now's your chance. Now's your fucking chance. Look at, oh, and I wish I could buy Bitcoin at 40,000 again. You have the opportunity now. What are you fucking waiting for? Because then look at this. Look at how bullish all this is. Do you see how many gold buy dots? You never see this. There's only 2 times you see all this kind of bullish action. Right now, VMC Cipher B is going insane. It's saying buy, buy, buy. I don't understand why it's not going up. It's market manipulation. Because if you're going based off of technical analysis, that is factors that describe the human psyche, factors that describe market trends that have been analyzed for 100 years. These motherfuckers know how to analyze stuff and trends, and they've created these indicators to track those things. And what this thing is saying is that we're bullish as hell. We just don't understand why the price isn't skyrocketing. Well, there's games being played. So zoom out. Look at this. Look at Bitcoin, right? Oh, we lost so much. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's just freezing up. My computer's freezing up. It does not like to be on the 4-hour chart this zoomed out. Go into the daily chart. All right. Look at this trend. This is what the daily chart looks like. Down here is $100 and some, and up here is 50,000. It's a straight shot up. There's peaks and there's valleys, but the overall trend is that I already drew it. It's drawn right there. I was wondering where it went. This red line is my red do not cross line. That's a trend that's been going for 7 years. Just like this. And every time it touches it, you know, it rides it here, goes up, comes down, touches it, up, comes down, touches it, rides it, up, touches it, rides it. Doesn't matter. The situation is that it just keeps going up. Sometimes you go up 200%, sometimes you fall 100%, but the overall trend of Bitcoin is only going up. There is no world where Bitcoin doesn't hit 100,000. There is no future. There's not a chance in hell that Bitcoin doesn't hit 100,000. There is no, it could be this month, it could be next year, it could be 10 years from now, but there is no world where Bitcoin never hits 100,000. I guarantee you that. Okay. So, you know, right now Bitcoin's 38,000. You could wait for it to go down to 27 to 17 if you're lucky, which you won't. Or you can wait for it to go back up to 50. But I mean, you're not going to care if Bitcoin is at 200,000 or 300,000 or $500,000 each. You're not going to care if you bought Bitcoin at 28,000 or 38,000 when Bitcoin is worth $500,000 each. Trust me on that. Okay. We'll see how that goes. I'm very excited. All right. Well, Rich, thank you for showing, man. We'll see you soon. I'm going to try to get on more. I've been hanging out with this guild lately for Illuvium, and there's a couple of YouTubers on there, and they're just kind of making me wish that I was doing the YouTube thing again. And we will see. But anyway, if you're interested, try one of these games out, dude. Illuvium and DeFi have these awesome staking things where you can stake money and earn hundreds of % APY and do it compounded interest. So it's freaking wild. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to try and play with some friends on Call of Duty. See if I can spend some wife time with the wife. It's 10 o'clock here, so who knows?